Audio Jungle.
Trelawney Police launch Operation Recovery to address uptick in murders and shootings. The Trelawney Police have made 11 arrests, seized a weapon and millions of dollars since the launch of a large-scale search operation. The search is designed to address the uptick in murders and shootings since the beginning of the year. Head of the Trelawney Police Superintendent Winston Milton says these incidents have been attributed to interpersonal conflicts, most of which emanate from illicit lottery scamming. He says Operation Recovery aims to reduce these incidents and create a safer environment for residents of Trelawney. Superintendent Milton says the search operation has seen 5 persons being charged for crimes including murder. Sherman Sterling of South Springs St. James was charged on Monday, October 7, with the murder of Sandra Williams of Albion Road, Montego Bay, St. James, which occurred on April 5th of this year on Holland Road in Falmouth, Trelawney. The search operation will see an elevation of daily operations across the parish with the assistance of the Jamaica Defence Force and other police formations in Area 1. The police are seeking the cooperation of the public who may encounter some inconvenience during this operation, particularly in public spaces.
This operation was launched to cauterize the frequency of incidents of violent crimes in the Trelawney state, and also to arrest some wanted persons and or wanted person list, recover illegal firearms, and to to arrest the perpetrators who are involved in the illicit lottery scam. Lottery scam is fueling a number of the violent crimes across the parish. The legal firearm was recovered and a man charged in relation to this firearm. There's also a charge, a man was wanted for murder, which was committed in the parish April this year. So far we have been reaping some success and we'll continue to do our efforts throughout the course of this month. During the operation, residents of Trelawney and persons passing through the street will see an increased number of police officers on our roadways because this operation is also geared up to reducing the frequency of fatal motor vehicle crashes along our strategic corridors.
Police seek driver in fatal hit and run in Portmore. The police are appealing for assistance in locating the driver who was involved in a fatal hit and run in Britain Portmore in St. Catherine on Saturday, July 20. Reports from the Portmore police are that about 11:50 p.m., 38-year-old Kimisha Mitchell of Cumberland, Portmore, was traveling along the roadway when she was hit by a vehicle which did not stop. She died as a result of injuries she sustained. Anyone with information that can assist the police in their investigations is being asked to contact the Portmore Police at 876-949-8402, Police 119 emergency number or the nearest police station. Education Ministry concerned about reports of disturbing incidents involving students. The Education Ministry says it's gravely concerned over 3 highly disturbing incidents involving students that have surfaced on social media. The incidents include violence among students and an altercation between law enforcement and a student, all of which have sparked national concern. The first incident involved a 16-year-old Perth High School student who was hospitalized after being stabbed by a fellow student during an altercation on the school grounds. It's alleged that there was an argument over $200. In the second incident, the Falmouth police are searching for a cotton candy vendor who allegedly slashed 2 Milholland students with knife following an altercation. The vendor fled the scene before the police arrived. As it relates to the incident 3, the ministry says a disturbing video is circulating online showing a male student being assaulted by police officers at a bus stop on Constant Spring Road in Kingston. The footage shows a school principal present during the incident as the student's playground school bag was being searched. The ministry says it is actually working with school authorities and law enforcement to ensure the safety of students and the swift resolution of these cases. Education Minister Favor Williams says these acts of violence involving students are unacceptable and underscore the urgent need to address safety and conflict resolution in schools and surrounding environments. She is urging students to comply with instructions from the police. The ministry is also calling on school administrators and teachers to redouble effort to identify and address potential threats to their schools. Mrs. Williams stresses the importance of school personnel taking a more vigilant approach to security protocols and remaining vigilant in relation to searching of students, especially on school grounds. She is calling on all school principals to ensure that searches are carried out in a manner that is thorough and respectful. The Education Minister says the sector cannot afford any lapse that could compromise the safety of students and staff.
I saw a social media video of an altercation between law enforcement and a student. I'm also deeply concerned. I call on our students that in dealing with our law enforcement personnel to comply with lawful orders promptly and do not resist or argue on the scene. This will minimize misunderstandings and reduce the potential for escalation. If you feel your rights are violated, again, do not argue on the scene. Instead, document what happened immediately after and seek legal counsel to address it formally. I call on all Jamaicans to do their part in eliminating violence among our students. We know that our schools do school bag searches to prevent knives, guns, and other harmful weapons from entering the school compound. We ask our principals and the safety and security teams to increase the vigilance, broaden the scope of the searches, including unannounced school bag searches during school hours. We also know that many of our students struggle to manage strong emotions like anger or frustration due to undeveloped emotional regulation skills and therefore may resort to aggression. So, students, I implore you to access any or all of the support available at your schools.
Frequent electricity disruptions affecting St. Elizabeth Northwest. Some residents of St. Elizabeth Northwestern say they have been experiencing frequent disruptions in electricity supply since power was restored in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, which has been adversely impacting schools and several businesses. According to Member of Parliament for the constituency J.C. Hutchinson, his constituents have alleged that the frequent power cuts are a result of hasty work done when the Jamaica Public Service JPS came under pressure to complete power restoration. It is a general belief among the constituents that the era was only patched up to meet the JPS service restoration deadline. I therefore urge the JPS to do the right thing by the people of Northwest St. Elizabeth, Hutchinson said during his contribution to the State of the Constituency debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Hutchinson said it is mainly residents in the Newmarket and Ginger Hill communities that are being affected, with Newmarket residents complaining that nearly every day the electricity poses a huge challenge, especially for the business people. Louisville High School, the Newmarket Health Center, Beersheba Primary School, the police station, and other businesses are adversely affected by these frequent outages, he noted. Hutchinson, who is also State Minister of the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, said the past year has been one of the most challenging of his political career, which was further amplified by the difficulties presented by Hurricane Beryl. After Hurricane Beryl, I was bombarded by the residents demanding to have their electricity restored. It was a grueling 6 week and demonstrations and verbal attacks because it was felt that enough was not being done by JPS to have the service restored, and I, being their MP, should have it restored post-haste, he stated. He thanked Energy Minister Darrell Valls for the stellar job he did in keeping the nation informed and his assistance in piloting us through the darkness of the post-Hurricane Beryl period. Added Hutchinson, he showed Tennessee and great as he championed our cause to JPS. This is the hallmark of our government, to keep the country informed with factual information. A very vocal Valls had been critical to JPS' slow pace of restoration island-wide and has chastised the Light and Power Company for not achieving their full restoration by the agreed deadline in all parishes, except for parts of St. Elizabeth, for which the timeline was extended to August 31. St. Elizabeth was the parish most devastated by the hurricane, which hit the island on July 3rd. Heavy rains and strong winds caused significant damage, rendering many roads impassable due to fallen trees and leaving numerous homes without roofs. It was also the parish that was without electricity the longest, with power being fully restored almost 60 days after the passage of hurricane. The minister had said he was not confident JPS could meet the August 31st deadline for St. Elizabeth. However, the company announced 3 days ahead of schedule that power had been fully restored in the parish. Hutchinson also used his presentation to lobby for a highway to be built from Mandeville to Santa Cruz bypass per Tree Hill. It takes roughly 45 minutes from Kingston to Williamsfield on the toll, but it takes another 45 minutes to an hour from Williamsfield to Santa Cruz, he said, to highlight the reason for the request. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.